But the one thing that's for sure, it doesn't matter if it's raining, sunny, or whatever, liberty doesn't change, does it? No. Liberty is people think today guns isn't the issue. The issue is not guns at all today. The issue is liberty. Amen. And this liberty through here that the city of Tulsa, the Riverside Authority, and also the Gathering Place is completely ignoring state law.
That's right.
Just like I said a while ago in an interview, the question should not be whether we can carry guns in the park. That's the wrong question. The question is, why is the park allowed to break the law? We can peacefully gather. Yeah, that's fine, I agree. We can peacefully gather. We are not a threat. We know that the people that are legally carrying are in possession, that have a weapons license, have been through an FBI background check, an OSBI background check, a county sheriff background check, and they actually commit fewer crimes than law enforcement. And you're telling me that all of a sudden, after 20 years of Oklahoma having concealed carry, that a person carrying a firearm here for self-defense peacefully is a problem? No, folks, it's not. The problem is the city of Tulsa, the problem is the River Parks Authority, and the problem is the Gathering Place. Now, this is a beautiful park. It is a well-established, it is beautiful what they've done here. But we also know the beauty can be taken out if security is taken away. And security is not established by taking guns away. We know that through history, right?
Right.
Exactly right. So one thing's for sure, see, it was 2 years ago, there was this exact same issue because the city of Norman decided, you know what, we're just going to ban guns in the park. And OK2A said, no, you're not. And so we took them to court, got an injunction, and got it stopped. Also, what we did was we went back and addressed their one concern was that they were concerned that there was not an immunity for the city for a person that was carrying in there. So we clarified that in law and also clarified that a public property is always a public property. Even if it's leased or they're a tenant or whatever, they've got a permit. It's always public property, and the prohibition of firearms in that area shall not be infringed, period. There's something about the Second Amendment that also states quite clearly, as a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
That's right. Ah!
It's not a suggestion. And also, where else do we know that term shall not? Shall not steal, shall not lie, shall not commit adultery. Those weren't suggestions either. And our founding fathers that came up with that term, shall not be infringed, knew that it had to be the strongest language so a person's personal security could be maintained. Period. There is no other exceptions to this. So as we go through this today, and I really appreciate you guys making it out here today, but also it's important to know that when we show up and we do these things, look how peaceful we are. And by the way, I've asked you guys to get off that bike path. You bunch of troublemakers, you can get off the bike path. Let's do it. As you see, you're just all kinds of trouble. What are we going to do with you? That's right. That's right, Belinda, I caught you. But also, to get these laws, as the president of OK2A, it is a lot of effort to make sure we get these laws clarified and passed. Not to have a political subdivision of a municipality say, no, we know better than you do. No, you don't. You don't know better than my personal right. And there's no doubt up and sit down Riverside Trail through here, which all of a sudden this became a magical place that we don't need guns. That's not my quote, by the way. You guys probably know me a little better than that, right? But just the thought of all of a sudden, after years and years and years, and I was born and raised in Tulsa, graduated from Tulsa Union High School, and I know this area. And this area has not exactly been the friendliest to security in the past. So why change that now? To make it even more restrictive? Because like I say, we know the restrictions comes in and invites the crime in. And also invites victims. And I'm not one here to be a victim. I was not raised to be a victim. I'll be a survivor, because at least a survivor has the opportunity to tell that story. So anyway, but also keep in mind too, OK2A, we've gone to a lot of effort to clear up these, so it's clarified, like I say, that these laws are obeyed. And what's great today is we have one of those lawmakers here because he knows this is important. You may have heard of him. You may have heard of this little thing called constitutional carry. Well, we have the Senate author here today speaking on that, Senator Nathan Dahm. This guy's awesome. I mean, I can walk in his office and he's got, what do you got? What do you got, Don? Come get me. What do you got? What do you got? And to say the word fearless is an understatement, because if it was not for his efforts, even with OK2A pushing, writing, and supporting, it was still his efforts that finally got that as a late night vote one night. Well, I had almost already gone to bed. And in fact, I got a text from him that, hey, this is getting ready to hit the floor. So anyway, yeah, we're supporting your First Amendment right too. So anyway, yeah, our Second Amendment, the Second Amendment right supports the First Amendment right, and I absolutely enjoy this. This does not bother me at all, even though we understand how it goes. You're more than welcome to join us too. So folks, what we're going to do here is I'm going to give Senator Nathan Dahm an opportunity to talk to you. Like I say, as a constitutional conservative, and it's not a convenient, it's just not a phrase. This guy, some talk it, he lives it. And he lives it, and you can tell by the votes he's done.
There's your counter protest, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not just Second Amendment, it's pro-life and anything that has to do with liberty. Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to give Senator Dahm a moment here to talk and go over some of the items that's going on. But like I say, folks, thank you so much today. Senator Dahm, if you can make it up here, sir. Folks, State Senator Dahm, right here.
Thank you, Don. Thank you all for coming out. You all are definitely not sunshine patriots like so many are. You're willing to come out in this cold weather, in this rain. So thank you for doing that. Don is awesome. OK2A is awesome, as you all know. He is great to work with in the state capitol. Yes, I am one of the senators that gets the opportunity to run the legislation, but it's great to have support from people like you to be able to advance those liberties and work to protect those liberties. So thank you all for coming out. To the media that came out here, appreciate you all coming as well. I would like to ask a question, though, to the media and those that are here. What if you all had to actually go through a background check and pay a fee and go through all these hoops to exercise the freedom of the press that is guaranteed in the Constitution, like we all have to do to exercise our Second Amendment right? Right. Or to the protesters across the street here at our rally with your First Amendment, we fully support your ability to exercise your First Amendment right. But what if you had to actually pay a fee, go through a background check, do all these things to exercise your First Amendment rights? Why is the one right that says shall not be infringed the one that is infringed upon the most?
Good question.
It's not right. Government should not be infringing upon our right.
That's right.
The proper function of government is outlined in the Declaration of Independence. It says that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men. That is the core absolute function of government. It is to protect our rights, not infringe upon them like the Gathering Place is trying to do. This is a beautiful gem for our city. This is a great opportunity that we have, but it should be a place that embraces and protects our constitutionally protected rights. That's what I'm fighting for, that's what Don's fighting for, that's what you all are fighting for. So we appreciate you coming out and supporting this. Don and I are working on this, that we've seen this move for public trusts to infringe upon our Second Amendment rights. It's a way to try and skirt the law, even though the law is pretty clear in it. It's a way for them to say, well, that doesn't fully apply to us. But here's what I would have to say. Public trusts that do not trust the public to be able to defend ourselves do not deserve the trust of the public.
That's right. Very well said. Yeah.
Trusts that do not trust the public to be able to exercise their constitutionally protected rights do not deserve the trust of the public. We are here saying that we stand for constitutional rights, constitutionally protected rights, whether that's the Second Amendment, whether that's the First Amendment, free speech, freedom of the press. We are standing and fighting for your rights. That's what we're going to continue to do. And we would hope that our leaders in the city, the leaders of the park, the leaders at the state capitol would also fight for and defend your rights. That's what we are calling upon all of them to do. So I would encourage you all to contact your state legislator, your House member, your senator, contact your city councilor, contact your county commissioner, contact your elected officials, because they are supposed to work for you, not the other way around. And too often, too many of them think that this is all about the power that they have, that they can wield over your lives. That's wrong. Again, the Declaration of Independence says that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men. Every function of government, every level of government should be about protecting our rights. That's what we're fighting for. That's what we're going to continue to fight for. I'm excited to continue working with Don and OK2A at the state capitol to further clarify these laws so that the public trust can't continue to try to infringe upon our rights. We're going to continue to push for constitutional carry, car carry, all these different things that we've been working on for 6 years and longer. OK2A has been around longer than I've been in office, but I can tell you that for the last 6 years, it's been a fight, and we're staying in the fight, and we're going to continue to stay in the fight. It took us 6 years to get constitutional carry passed since I've been in. We're not done yet. It was vetoed, so we still have work to do, but we believe that this next year we will not only get it passed, but we will get it signed, and we can clarify other things in the law that these public trusts and these public officials are using to try to violate our rights. So please, stay in the fight. You know, yes, it's cold, it's raining, but the fight for liberty is perpetual. It's continual. Like Reagan said, freedom is never more than one generation away. It doesn't get passed on to us through the bloodline. We have to fight for it. We have to stand for it. And you all have been willing to come out here and stand for that. I can't thank you enough. Yes, I get the opportunity to serve you in a public capacity, but it's because of people like you that I'm able to do what I'm able to do. It's because of Don and OK2A. So please lend them your support, do whatever you can, but again, contact your elected officials. Let them know that you support the Second Amendment rights and you expect them to do the same thing. Don, I'll turn it back over to you. Thank you all. Stick around and talk to you.
Thank you, Nathan.
Appreciate all you and staying in the fight. Thank you. God bless.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Thank you.
All right. Kimberly, would you have one of your daughters come up here for me, please? Come up here. Oh, yeah, come up here for me. Come here. Come here, ladies. These are my two my gals. I'm sure there are a lot of people's gals. Come up here. Come up here.
I'm just here for the rally, sir.
You wonder why Oklahoma Second Amendment Association does things. This is why. I want their grandchildren to remember days like this, that we fought for their liberty. Because the fact is, Oklahoma has a terrible record from 1907 on gun laws because they outlawed them just as soon as we became a state. That's what our great-grandparents did. We've got to fix and rectify what our great-grandparents did so their grandchildren can live here in freedom and liberty as God planned it and wants us to do. So anyway, and also, they're such a cute couple. So anyway, but that's also what I got. Okay, lady. You're fine. Also, we're announcing today. Oh, ma'am, I hate to upset you, but there's guns in that park right now. So, you're more than welcome, but the reality is on this side of the street, not that side of the street. I'll tell you that right now. Right? No, that's fine. I enjoy that. Now, as we know, and you've heard me say, these events, to legally stop these issues, takes money. We're announcing today, right now, we opened up a GoFundMe account, and it's called the OK2A Legal Defense Fund. Get involved. Start sending it in there because it's going to take... Oh, no, they're fine, Mom. I got them right here. It's going to take a lot of effort. So we're announcing it here today that the OK2A Legal Defense Fund is going to go to stop exactly the illegal actions of the Oklahoma City Zoo, the Oklahoma City Transit Authority, also the Oklahoma River Park Authority, and also the City of Tulsa, and also the Gathering Place. This is what we're going to be doing with this right now. So if you have any questions on that, I'll talk with you afterwards. But folks, I appreciate it because no one would think anyone would show up on a rainy, cold, good duck hunting kind of day to come out because they think, those guys are just a bunch of nuts. Well, we're a bunch of nuts, all right. It's only called liberty. And like I say, it's not convenient to keep. It wasn't convenient for our forefathers to acquire. And so let's don't let it go away so these kids just like this can enjoy it for their kids to go on moving forward.
That's right. That's why we fight.
The little redhead, she's all right. So anyway, but again, folks, I invite you to go to this beautiful park. It's absolutely stunning what has been done here. And like I say, as a person that was born and raised in Tulsa, Riverside Drive has had a major upgrade. This is beautiful. And we want it to stay that way. And the reason we want it to stay that way, and we know it stays that way, is when people can feel secure when they walk in the park. And so there'll be other announcements. I will not be going over any other legal stuff other than those particulars at the moment. But that's what we've got going on. Thank you so much for being here today. I invite you to continue to exercise your Second Amendment right. I appreciate you covering them up for today just because it was a request. And you know, the funny thing is, I've had this happen. And maybe you have too. If you've been at some place and you're open carrying a pistol and someone says, you know, we know you got them. Would you just cover it up? How many people have done that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's happened. Okay, because it's not about the gun. It's about security. It's not about showing it off. It's not bling. It's about security. So if someone was to come up and ask me, and even yelling at me, you know what? I would cover it up because it's not about the gun. It's about liberty. It's about liberty just like we're here across the street, which is perfectly fine. I love the First Amendment. It's exactly how it's supposed to be. Not prohibited. Not prohibited at all. I also, believe it or not, I want to make sure it's clear too. I'm going to tell you, I want to thank the Gathering Place Executive Director, Mr. Tony Moore, who gave us permission to use amplified sound. Because that is a big deal. That is a big deal.
There we go.
Now, I assure you, the Gathering Place is in conversations with OK2A specifically exactly about this. So be patient. These things don't happen overnight. It may take years. But be patient and be diligent at what we're doing. And like I say, also, Oklahoma Second Amendment Association, we're going to be on Facebook Live Tuesday night. Right? Who here's checked us out on Facebook Live, right?
Oh yeah, many times.
Yeah, isn't that great? We even get people from Australia, North Africa, watching, keeping up what's going on in Oklahoma, and this has made us such a small world, actually. So anyway, but also, what we're going to do, like I say, folks, the rain's getting ready to come in. I thank God for holding the weather off for us.
Amen.
I thank God for the liberty, and I thank God that we've been able to come here and do this today and gather in a free country. Thank you all very much.
All right.
All right, have a good day, folks. Thank you.
There's the counter protest group.
All right, Okie Audits checking out. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Don't forget to click like and subscribe.